Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. Today we are once again in Northeast Philly, and we're going to be visiting yet another burial ground. Right now we are at the Holme Crispin Park, right on Holme Ave, and this is the burial ground of Thomas Holme, the namesake of this park, as well as some of the Crispin family, which from what I understand, that is the same family as William Penn. And it's not a very big burial ground, it's right here in front of me, and we're going to take a look at it, and then we're going to learn a little bit about Thomas Holme. So as you can see, it's gated off, so you're not able to get inside. The only actual entrance is right over here, and it's got a padlock on it. So we can't get in, unfortunately, but we can see some of the headstones. And that big one right back here, that's Thomas Holme, from what I understand, what I was reading online. Let's see if we can see who this is. This is George Walker, George Benny Walker. I can't make out the date because I can't get close enough. But we're going to go around. The main attraction here, of course, is the Thomas Holme stone there, and that's the largest one in the cemetery. And as we go around to try to read this stone, you can see they have a few different baseball fields here. Some wooded area. I think this is probably as close as I'm going to get. I'm going to see if I can zoom in and we can read that. Well, it's actually too blurry on the camera to read, as you can see. But I assure you that that is the grave of Thomas Holme. And from everything that I read online, Thomas Holme worked directly for William Penn. And he helped to design Philadelphia, basically. The streets and everything. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to read any of that. And you can see all the little tombstones all over the place. And it would seem that it's not limited to just the Crispin family and the Holme family. But this little burial area has been here a very, very long time. It's only recently been gated. And I'm guessing that's just to stave off any kind of like vandalism and stuff like that. Because this is very historical. I mean, anybody that worked with William Penn, you know, that's like the founding people of the city, you know. And it's, I don't know, there's something on the ground here, some concrete. Don't know if this was at some point part of the cemetery. Maybe it was just like a pillar, a marker of sorts. I can see in the far end, way down there, there's like a bird bath. And they do their best to keep this maintained and looking good, and they do a good job. I know it's kind of frustrating trying to see this through the bars. So I'll do my best to get some views without the bars in there. And then there's another headstone that's facing us right now that I'm not going to be able to read. All these headstones are very, very old. Well, try as I might, I was not able to read any of those. And it's not just because I have old eyes. It's you know, the printing on it's very faded, and it's far away, so it's kind of hard to make out. But here we can see the placard for Thomas Holme. Lived from 1624 to 1695. Appointed by William Penn in 1682 as Surveyor General of Pennsylvania. A member of its first assembly, 1682. And its Provincial Council, 1683 to 86. Under Penn's direction, Holme laid out the original portion of Philadelphia. See, I was right. He drafted the first map of the city in 1683 and a map of settled parts of Pennsylvania in 1687. Here on his estate, so his estate was right here, he was buried, as were members of the Crispin family and relatives of William Penn. See, so there's literal old history everywhere throughout the city, even here in the Northeast, the far Northeast. You just have to look for it. A lot of times we drive past these places and we don't give it a second thought. I mean, how many times have you been driving down Holme and you went past this playground, this park, and never even thought to look at the sign that's right there? I mean, we go right by these places, just like that last cemetery I went to, the John Hart Burial Yard. People drive past it all the time, and there's a little sign there, but nobody, you know, you don't really pay attention to those things. And I understand. I've been guilty of that myself. So over here near the entrance, they have some benches you can sit in or on, however you want to say that. But as I mentioned, and as you can see, the gate is locked. I don't know if they ever open this for anything. And it says there's security cameras as well. I don't see them, but I guess that's kind of the point of security cameras, that you don't know where they are. But it is very much locked, which is a shame. I would have liked to got in there and be able to read some of these headstones. But just think, man, since the 1600s, this right here has been there, and Holme has been buried. I gotta wonder what the estate looked like. I didn't really look into that to see if there's any imagery of the state. There is one thing over here. I don't know what this is. Doesn't seem to say anything on this side. And it doesn't say anything on this side. And there's no sign or anything, so I don't know what this is. This is just a memorial thing. The fact that it has like a makeshift crucifix there makes me think that this has got to be somebody, or maybe somebody's pet or something. It's got its own light right there, solar powered light. I don't know. Once again, this was like an impromptu kind of visit to this place. I knew I wanted to come here, but I didn't know I was going to come here today. But as far as timing went, this was the best time for me to make it out here. We'll go around the back, see if any of these little stones say anything and if we can read them. But time is a little more limited for me now in making videos now that I'm back to work. So I get Fridays and Saturdays off. Today is Friday, and tomorrow I will be filming another video, which I'm not sure exactly how long it'll take for that one to come out, but that's going to be happening over in Bucks County. So keep an eye out for that one when that eventually comes out. Also, in my last video, I had mentioned and got a few comments on me doing channel merch. So like I could have merchandise with t-shirts, hats, things like that with my logo on it. And I got some positive feedback on that. So I am working on that. It's a process, apparently. You have to fill out a W-9 and all this other stuff, send it back, and it's crazy. So it's going to be a little bit, not long, before I start having the ability to sell my merch. But it's coming. As is the rain. I can feel it. It's like spitting out. But before the rain comes, there's another thing I wanted to show you over here. On the other side of Holme, there's another historical plaque over there. So let's go check that out. All right, so we're coming up on this plaque, and it says Greenbelt Knoll, the first racially integrated housing development in Philadelphia and a model for the nation. It was built in 1956 by Morris Milgram, a nationally recognized developer and civil rights proponent. Prominent buildings and landscape architects, including Robert Bishop, Margaret Duncan, and Louis Kahn, created modernist houses in the natural setting of Pennypack Park. Original residents include Milgram, Representative Robert N.C. Nix, and Reverend Leon Sullivan. So imagine that. Two historical plaques, two places of great history right across from each other. in different centuries. So I'm assuming the woods around here must be part of Pennypack, as the sign mentioned. Just a cool little area that I know myself, I've driven through here quite a lot over the years. Never even gave it a thought. All right, now we just got to cross this street and not get killed. All right, we got to cross. Had to run a little bit, but that's all right. And I know I touched on this in my last couple of videos. I think it was mostly in the last video. It just amazes me how I've gone, well, I went 40 some years, maybe 44 years, maybe a little less of my life living in this area, never even caring to look about the history of places. Seeing so many different places over time that I just never gave a second thought to. And now that I'm getting involved in history, I'm finding so much. And a lot of that, again, as I mentioned in my last video, a lot of that has to do with you. All of you who watch my videos, who will message me or put comments in, offering suggestions of places to go, and the extensive knowledge that you all have of these places just blows me away. So thank you all for everything you've done, for all the kind comments, for all the likes, for all the subscriptions, for all the ideas of where to go, for the continuing knowledge of these places. To say that you are all awesome, well, that would just be an understatement. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming along on this quick little adventure with me. I want to say thank you once again to everybody who has subscribed to my channel and who has contributed in any way, shape, or form. You are all very appreciated. And with that, I'll just do my wrap up. I'll let you know, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you'll be sure to be notified as soon as I upload new videos. I try to get videos out at least one a week. This one coming out, this will be, well, it's been almost a week. You know, 5 days since the last video. And so that's 2 in the course of a week's time. But I do try to get them out regularly, and I go to multiple different places. I go into wooded areas such as what we're in now, and I just explore. I look for history. I look for anything interesting, any ruins, anything I can. And as I'm walking and talking, I'm getting closer to the edge of this hill here. I don't know what to expect when I get to the edge. That's why I keep walking. Anyway, also, if you could do me a huge favor, if you could hit that thumbs up button right below the video and drop a comment. They both help me greatly with the YouTube algorithm, and they help my channel to grow, which in the last 6 months has grown exponentially. And wow, that's a big bridge. Sorry, I got distracted, you know, a little squirrel moment. But maybe this area down here is pretty cool. I think I might come back and explore these woods. And that area down there with the tunnel going under the bridge, that looks awesome. I guess there must have been a body of water down there at some point. Anyway, babbling and I got distracted. But yes, please give a thumbs up, please give a comment. And with that, I'm gonna go back to my car and get home because it's cold and it's starting to spit. And I don't want to get caught in the rain. Okay. Definitely ending it now. All right, thank you all again. I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.